This is the new Opel Astra Electric. New to the Irish market, Astra of course is one of Ireland's favourite compact cars. You can get it with petrol, diesel or this, the electric version, with a range in the region of 400 kilometres. And it goes on sale price of about €39,500. But of course you have the benefit of lower running costs and no tailpipe emissions. So in this video I'm going to take a look around inside and outside and take it for a drive. Astra Electric is a very sharp dresser. You've got the visor panel, the black panel that stretches between those LED lights, and this one has a black pack, so everything is blacked out, including the Opel Blitz logo. This is voltaic blue. What a head turner is all I can say. This car is absolutely stunning, and it's very discreet in its electric underpinnings. It looks just like the petrol and diesel version, so I do think that's an advantage if you want something that will kind of blend in and doesn't scream electric. This is the top of the range GS line. You can also get SC and Elegance, but this one gets all the Opel logos blacked out. Lovely 18-inch alloy wheels, a black roof. There's also black wing mirror caps. So altogether, I think style is a real strong point for this Astra Electric. It's just really cool. It's so eye-catching. Inside, the Astra definitely has familiarity on its side, so it doesn't feel weird in here. It feels exactly like the petrol or diesel Astra, and I think that's for the better. You do feel instantly at home in here. Quality is also very good, nice build, no squeaks or rattles. There are a few scratchier plastics here in the doors, but generally it's not too bad, and you also get these lovely seats in the GS model. They are Alcantara and leather effect, and the driver's seat is actually AGR approved, which basically means it's one of the most comfortable and supportive seats that you'll find in the entire compact class. Trust me. Now when it comes to equipment, it is nicely kitted out, so you've got full digital driver display and a touchscreen here as well. This GS line also gets heated front seats, there's a heated steering wheel, there's a 360 camera, wireless smartphone charging. So it has all the gear you need. There's wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto for seamless smartphone connectivity. It's also quite sporty and driver focused, so this is angled towards you, and this centerpiece is quite high as well. You've got loads of storage here, in here as well, little tiny place, cup holders that you can kind of cover as well, and then this opens up. And you can put your keys in here, which is great to have a place for your keys. There's a little rocker switch here to select the drive mode. There's a B button here that increases regenerative braking. Also your drive modes you access here, Sport, Normal or Eco. If you want to find your nearest charge point, you can do that through the navigation system, and it'll show you the rate at which the charger will charge your car, whether that's 22 kilowatt, 50 or 100 kilowatt. You'll definitely be looking for those high-speed chargers for this car because it can charge up to 100 kilowatt. It doesn't tell you what rate you're charging though. That's what I found when I plugged the car in. So it'll tell you on the My Opel app, but I'd like to see it on the screen. You don't want to have to get out to look at the machine either. Now it does show you the time remaining in the charge and also how much battery you have and the amount of kilometres. You can see the kilometres being added. So Opel's on a charge to go all electric by 2028. They expect to be selling just electric vehicles by then. Gradually they're introducing more electric models into their ranges, like Corsa Electric, Mokka Electric, and of course this Astra Electric in that kind of compact hatchback space. So this uses a 54 kilowatt hour battery, that's 50.8 kilowatt hour usable. The range is rated between about 405 and 416 kilometers measured by WLTP. It's a front wheel drive hatchback, so a 156 horsepower motor, 270 newton meters of torque, and 0 to 100 is 9.2 seconds. So the performance is fine, but it's certainly not one that's all about throwing you into the back of your seat every time you touch the accelerator. Now there are different driving modes that do alter the drive somewhat. So there is a sport mode, and that does give the car a sense of more urgency if you're doing a lot of overtaking maneuvers, or if you just hit a nice twisty mountain road and you want to have a little bit of good safe fun, then that's perfectly fine as well. But I don't think that's really what this car is all about. It's kind of a middle of the road electric hatchback, and it's absolutely fine at that. And a real strong point for this is actually efficiency. A heat pump does come as standard, and the official consumption is about 14.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and I've been seeing about 14.3 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers consistently. It's easy to achieve that. Now granted, it is nice warm weather, but there's no warning signs here that this is actually thirsty when it comes to consumption, and it's not a hugely heavy car, and certainly it feels that on the road. It doesn't feel exceptionally heavy, and Opel stressed that it's a right-sized battery, so they haven't stuffed it with something massive to give you like 600-700 kilometers. So there's definitely a little bit of strategy behind this, and it's definitely more efficient than some so-called bespoke EVs that I've driven on pure electric vehicle platforms. So don't write off this Astra Electric. There's also a B mode to increase the amount of regenerative braking, and it's a nice regen effect as well. This is how you open the boot, and there's 352 litres. So that's actually less than the petrol and diesel Astras. They are 422 litres. But it's not bad at all, and I've seen a lot of boots in my career, but you'll fit a few suitcases in there, no problem. There is nowhere clever to put the charging cables, however. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. There's no nice place you can put them under the floor. There's no frunk. There's the same amount of passenger space as in petrol or diesel Astras. Now this is not built on a pure EV platform, so you don't get, for example, a full width flat floor or anything like that. There is a small hump here in the middle, but I think for 2 passengers on either side, it is reasonable when it comes to space. So that's in my driving position. You can see I've got plenty of legroom. Obviously a taller driver, there's going to be less, but it is comfortable back here, and headroom is not too bad. I have about that much extra. You've got a hatch that opens through to the boot, an armrest with cup holders, vents, there's a USB-C port, pockets in the back of those seats, and also good door bends. And it's also nicely finished here as well. Opel has made a few little tweaks to Astra Electric. So they've put in a bit more insulation, like laminated glass. They've updated the door seals as well, just to give it that little air of refinement. So you do notice that right away when you get behind the wheel. It's a lovely, quiet, smooth drive. So even if you've come from a diesel or a petrol Astra, it's certainly different. And it adds this layer of sophistication to the car. It's also got a different underbody, a different rear axle design, and the torsional stiffness has been improved by about 31%. So they have done a few little tweaks. There's no sport suspension or anything like that, even though this is the GS line. And it does cover the road nicely, I have to say. So generally it feels quite supple. There is, I suppose, a little bit of firmness over the rear suspension if you hit any joints in the tarmac, but it's nothing too brittle. It doesn't throw you around the cabin, it doesn't really upset you, but you can kind of hear it a little bit over those rougher bits of tarmac. But generally I'd say, no, this is a nice electric hatchback to drive, and it's also the familiarity of it, particularly if you're an Opel owner. If you always drive Opels, you'll love getting behind the wheel of this. So smooth and quiet. And when it comes to DC fast charging, it's up to 100 kilowatt, so you get a 30% charge in about 80% charge in about 30 minutes, which is very competitive, and 11 kilowatt onboard AC. So that's really good to have as well. You'll get that faster AC charging. Being an Opel, being a German car, it's autobahn proof. And look, that makes sense when you get out onto an Irish motorway as well, because it's easy to keep in the lane. It's not tiring. You're not constantly making adjustments to the steering wheel. So it's little things like that. It's a nice, smooth, progressive steering. So that's all from the cabin of the Opel Astra Electric. I hope you enjoyed that video. You can read more over on changinglanes.ie, and I'll left a link in the description below the video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.